Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Azika Hanindita, and today I would like to explain what is pragmatics, which is a branch of linguistics that focuses on meaning in context. So, unlike semantics, which studies meaning in more literal and abstract way, pragmatics look at how meaning is shaped by context, speaker intention, and interaction. So, let's explore some key terms of pragmatics. First, we have pragmatic meaning. Pragmatic meaning is meaning that comes from context rather than from the words alone. Like for the example, when someone says, "It's cold here," they may not just be stating a fact, but actually requesting someone to close the window or asking for a jacket, something like that. Next is context. Context includes the situational, social, and cultural background that influence how an utterance is understood. The same sentence can be different meanings depending on the place, the relationship between speakers, and also the situation. And next, the third term is speaker meaning. Speaker meaning refers to what the speaker really intends to communicate beyond the literal meaning of the words. So, for example, when someone says, "Can you pass the salt?" the speaker is not asking about the ability, but making a polite request. Then, we have hearer interpretation. What is that? So, this refers to how the listener understands the speaker's intended meaning. In previous example, the listener correctly interprets the request and passes the salt. Another important concept is a speech act. A speech act is an action performed through speaking, such as like apologizing, requesting, or promising. Language does not only describe things, it also performs action. Related to this speech act theory, which explains how utterance function as actions, for examples, when someone says, "I promise," the act of saying it actually performs as promise. It can be divided into three types. The first is locutionary act, is the literal utterance itself, such as "it is raining." The illocutionary act is the intended function of the utterance, for example, as like warning someone that it is raining. And then the perlocutionary act is the effects of the utterance on the listener, such as making someone take an umbrella. Next, we have implicature. Implicature refers to meaning that is implied but not directly stated. For example, when we say, "Some students pass the exam," it usually implies that not all students pass, right? A specific type of this is conversational implicature, which is inferred based on conversational rules. These rules are explained by the cooperative principle, which assumes that speakers generally cooperate to make conversation effective. One way this principle works in through the Grecian maxims. There are 4 Grecian maxims. The maxim of quantity means giving as much information as required, not too much, but not too little. And the maxim of quality means being truthful. And the maxim of relation means being relevant. And the maxim of manner means being clear or orderly and avoiding ambiguity. Another key term is presupposition. Presuppositions refers to background assumption taken for granted in an utterance. For example, the sentence, "John stopped smoking," presupposes that John used to smoke. Next is deixis, which refers to words whose meaning depend on context. Like person deixis refers to the participants such as I, you, and they. Spatial deixis refers to the location, such as here and there, and temporal deixis refers to time, such as now and then. We also have politeness, which includes strategies used to maintain social harmony, such as saying please. So related to politeness is the concept of face, which refers to person public self-image or desire for respect. A face-threatening act is an action that challenges or threatens someone's face, such as criticism. Another important concept is in the direct speech act. This happens when the form of utterance does not match its function. For example, "Can you open the door?" is grammatically a question, but functionally, it is actually a request. Finally, we have pragmatic failure. Pragmatic failure occurs when there is misunderstanding due to cultural or contextual differences, which may cause someone to sound rude without intending to. In conclusion, pragmatic help us to understand how people use language in real-life communications. And by learning these key terms, we can communicate more effectively and avoid misunderstandings. So I think it's enough for the pragmatic material. Thank you for the listening and goodbye. See you.